Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla, and for this video, I'm going to be giving you an update on my finances for June 2023. I'm going to get into all of my numbers in just a moment. These videos are always super long, so I don't want to take up too much time with talking, but I did want to give a few quick updates for some things that happened financially in June. As they come up throughout my expenses, I will talk about them a little bit further. But the first thing is that last month I shared I had a little bit over $36,000 saved for my student loans. Y'all know that all I need is $36,000, so anything above that I am putting to my emergency fund. So that was $45. I had a little bit over $45 to transfer, so I did go ahead and move that over to my emergency fund. By the way, if I'm moving funds between one Marcus account to another Marcus account, which it's like all under one umbrella, it moves immediately. So there's no delay. I'm earning the same interest in all of my accounts and there's no waiting period. The money moves over immediately, so there's no loss with gaining interest on that balance. The second thing is that I opened another checking account in June, and that was the Fifth Third Bank. I can't even say it, but I have never banked with them before. I've never opened anything with them before. But we received a promo in the mail with like a little code on it. And if you opened a checking account and deposited, I think it's $3,000 within 90 days, then you get $450 as a cash bonus. So I was like, yes, I am signing up for that. I did open that account, and so far I've deposited $1,500. So I have $750 from each paycheck going to that bank. So by the end of July, after I get paid my 2 paychecks in July, I should get that bonus. So that's very exciting and something to look forward to. That $450 will just go to whatever financial goal I'm working toward at the time. So probably one of my savings. But still, it's something to look forward to, and I love earning money that way. The final thing, which I've talked about in a couple of my videos, is that I did increase my 401k contribution in June. I originally was doing 6%, and then my company matches that, which is amazing. But I did bump it up to 10%, and then my company still just matches the 6%. Because I got a promotion, I obviously got a pay increase with that, and I do feel comfortable with increasing my 401k. Toward the end of the year, I may bump it a little bit more, but for now, I'm good with 10%. I'm very excited to be able to even do that and continue to save and invest outside of my 401k. But now let's go into the money goals that I set for June. The first one was to finish maxing out my 2023 Roth IRA, and I did that. I did that within the first few days of June. I knew I would be able to do that, and very, very exciting for me because I have never maxed out my Roth IRA so quickly. And you'll see that in my spending, how much that ended up being for the month. And of course, I'll give you an update on how much I actually have in my Roth IRA, the total balance there, because that ended up nicely. My second goal was to put at least $1,000 to my emergency fund, and I also achieved that. I actually put quite a bit more to my emergency fund, and I will talk about why that is and how much that actually ended up being. But I did achieve that. My emergency fund is my current focus. I'm trying to reach $12,000 before the end of the year. I expect to finish that within actually probably July. I might finish that, and I will talk about why. But let's go ahead and get into my income, and then we'll go through my spending. Okay, first up is my work income. This is my net income, so the amount that I actually take home. $4,051.74. This is a little bit lower than last month because I am contributing more to my 401k. For my full-time job, I am a Salesforce consultant, and I do always like to plug Talent Stacker here because that's how I made the transition into this career. So you can visit talentstacker.com/Layla and go through their free 5-day challenge, see if it's something that you're interested in, see if you want to make a career shift. Learning Salesforce is a in-demand skill, and in my opinion, it's a great industry to get into because you will learn a lot, you have a lot of earning potential, and like I said, it's an in-demand skill that is continuing to grow. So yeah, definitely check that out if you're interested. My link will also be down in the description. I also have some videos about my career, and I'll link those down below as well. Okay, business income. This is going to be my gross business income. That came to $3,265.74, which is pretty good. Every month I also put up a video of where my online income comes from, so stay tuned for that. I will get that up in the next couple of weeks and break down everything there. I also earned quite a bit from extra income. This is gross earnings, $4,273.60. So in that video, the income report video, I will also break this down, but let me just add that I did receive my Georgia State tax refund finally. I called them. I was literally on hold for 2 hours. They were like 50 something people ahead of me, and they finally answered, and I literally just had to confirm some stuff, and she was like, okay, it's released. You'll get your refund in about 5 days or so. And that was just so frustrating because it's like the money was sitting there. I could see it on my tax account as a credit, but I couldn't get it. They weren't releasing it. So I don't know what the holdup was, but finally got that. The other thing is that I received my apartment deposit refund over the last week, and that was $3,000. I opened that letter from them and the check and everything, and I literally called my apartment, or like where I used to live, right away because I was like, I don't think this is right. This sounds like too much. I don't think I put a $3,000 deposit. And she like looked into the system and she's like, that is correct. That's your money. And then she put me on hold and then spoke with the manager, and the manager confirmed like, that's my money. I don't know. So I don't know what happened. I am not sure about that. I don't think it was supposed to be $3,000. So I did just go ahead and put that into savings, which you'll see here. And obviously it's going to be just savings, so I'm not going to spend it. And if they ask for money back because they're like, oh, we made a mistake, then I will give it back. But as of right now, that is money that is with me. So yeah, I don't know. I was shocked when I opened that and I was like, $3,000. But I called them. I was like, okay, so I'm going to deposit this and we're going to be fine. And she's like, yeah, that's your money. I'm like, okay. So yeah, that really helped me out, but not too sure if that's going to be there forever. I did not pull anything from my sinking fund, so altogether I was working with $11,591.08 for the month of June. And let's go down to my actual spending. First up, my taxes sinking fund, $650 is what I budgeted. I actually put $600 aside. I have been doing a little bit lower because I have been investing a lot more into my business, and everything that I invest into my business I am able to write off, and therefore it lowers my tax burden. And you'll see we'll get to my business expenses in just a moment, but you'll see that it was pretty high for the month, and then in July I'm expecting things to be much higher. For my emergency fund, I budgeted $1,000. However, I ended up putting $4,820. So a big chunk of that was that $3,000 refund, which is amazing because it obviously gets me much, much closer to my goal. I will share with you how much that ended up being. But aside from that, I did just put a bunch from my paychecks to my savings. Any sort of referrals that I got, I put to my emergency fund. So a really good chunk in June, and this is amazing. Gift sinking fund, I budgeted $75. That was $75. Car maintenance sinking fund, $100. Car insurance, also $100. And then finally my beauty sinking fund was $75. Now for my Roth IRA, all I had left to contribute to max it out was $750. So that is what I did. And that finished out my 2023 Roth IRA. And then for my brokerage, I didn't budget anything, so I added this into here. However, I ended up putting $200. So this was actually all direct support. So anytime I receive direct support from any of y'all, I am putting this to my brokerage account. Donate, I budgeted $100. I did donate $100. House/utilities, I budgeted $1,014, ended up being a little bit higher, $1,021. And that's because we got I think it was the water bill, came in a little bit later, and it was higher than what we anticipated or what we had jotted down for like how we're splitting it. So yeah, just a $7 difference there. Household, I budgeted $30. However, I went over. Spent $98.75. So these things were definitely not, well, okay, so I bought light bulbs. I have these outdoor like string lights, those like big outdoor bulbs and a bunch of them were out, so I needed to get some replacements. I did buy water filters. My boyfriend and I split that, but water filter for our water filter to drink. And then cutting board. I had a bamboo cutting board and it like fell off the counter and just completely snapped in half. So I had that for several years anyway. It was probably time to replace it. So I did buy a new cutting board. That wasn't too expensive. And then I bought a lamp. So I know that I said I wasn't going to be purchasing any furniture, but I did decide to get a lamp because in my office, if it like storms or if it's like getting dark or anything, I don't like the overhead lights and it just gets really dark in here. Like if it's starting to storm, I have all my windows open, but I don't like that. So wanted to get a lamp, and I also know that later on in the year, when the time starts to change and it's dark by like 5 p.m., by 4:30 p.m. actually, I will definitely need a lamp. I was actually using my ring light. I have a ring light right next to me. I was using that for some time, but it gets like hot and I feel like that's not the most efficient thing to do. All right, groceries. I budgeted $400, ended up spending $439.69, a little bit higher here. This was because I also purchased quite a few. I bulk bought one thing so that I would have enough for several weeks. The other thing is I ordered from Instacart for the first time ever, and that was a little bit more expensive because you have to pay the fee plus tip the driver. I used to live right next to a Sprouts. Like I could walk to a Sprouts farmer's market. It's my favorite grocery store. And now I'm like 30 minutes away from that, unfortunately. So there's this very specific item that I want from Sprouts. It's this yogurt. It's a coconut yogurt, and only Sprouts has it. Actually, Whole Foods has it as well, but the Whole Foods is also over 30 minutes away. So that was the main reason why I ordered Instacart, and I got a few things as well because I was like, might as well, I don't want to just get this one thing, or I got like 3 of the same thing. But then they delivered the groceries to me, and the yogurt wasn't there. Like they told me, it said that they purchased it. Like my money was spent on that, and then they didn't give it to me. So I'm like, okay, that is so frustrating. I typically never order delivery or anything of that sort for that exact reason. Like, I don't like when I can't check things. I don't like when I can't pick things. And I was so upset that like that was the main reason I ordered on Instacart and they didn't even give it to me. So I got my money back, of course. And then the next day we ended up going to, or like the same day, we ended up going out to Atlanta anyway. So I was like, let me just stop by Whole Foods, and I picked it up. Food out, budgeted $75, under budget here a little bit, so ended up spending $45.47, which is good. Gas for my car, budgeted $50, spent $38.12. Health and beauty, I budgeted $400, ended up spending $170. Oh wow, that's good. That's really good. All this is my massage. I'm surprised I didn't get more. So that's really good. Under budget by $230. I didn't even notice that. Dogs, I budgeted $1,600. My sister and I have a couple of dogs together still. They live with her though, but they did have their dental cleanings. So I was budgeting for that. Ended up, for June, I ended up sending her $1,170 because the rest I'm going to pay in July. We were waiting on the claim to process with the insurance that we have, but it actually ended up going toward their deductible instead of actually getting completely covered, like a reimbursement. So I will have to pay her like an extra $400 or so. Business, I budgeted $800. That ended up being $1,014.78, a little bit over here. I will give a breakdown in my income report video if you're interested in what I spent for my business. Netflix, I budgeted $15.49. That ended up being $23.48 because I share this account with my sister, and yeah, now that they're buckling down on password sharing and such, I did have to add on her charge for like $8. She will be paying for that though. Gym, $39.99, that is correct. And then there were a few things that popped up that I did not budget for. So the first would be my car emissions and registration. I need to start budgeting for this every June. I actually typically always budget for it in July, and I do things very last minute, which I should not going forward. So I did go ahead and knock that out in June. That was $47.49 for both of those. Personal spending, I did do some personal spending, so I am doing a low buy year still, and I don't want to purchase any clothes or shoes or all these things. That video is always linked down below. However, I did spend some. That was actually quite a bit, $58.82. Literally all this is underwear. That's it. Victoria's Secret, pink, whatever was having their sale. I needed some. Like when I had gone through and decluttered everything, like I threw out a bunch. So yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but this is literally all underwear. But I would say I'm still on track with my low buy year. I did budget $100 total for the year on personal spending, and I'm still under that, and I plan to stay under that. Next is parking. Where'd it go? Oh, we went to the Beltline, my boyfriend and I paid $4.60. And then finally, I did end up purchasing a gift. Unexpectedly, I was invited to a friend's birthday, her daughter's birthday party, and spent $25 for that. I did not pull from my sinking fund. For some reason, I've just been cash flowing any gift purchases, so I can let that sinking fund grow, and that's what I did for June as well. Altogether, I spent $11,017.19, but if we exclude my savings and investments, I spent $4,297.19. All right, now let's pop over to my yearly tracker, and we're gonna go through my savings, investments, and net worth, the exciting stuff. The savings that I have listed here, these are all with Marcus by Goldman Sachs. I have my referral link down below. And these balances are from the final day of June after the interest accrued. For my taxes, that is at $601.88. I actually had to pay my taxes in June and then added a little bit more to it. Emergency fund, that was up quite a bit, so that ended at $10,999.38, and this was because of that $3,000 that I mentioned. Gift sinking fund, $556.29. Travel, didn't add anything, that's at $4.19. Car maintenance, that's at $2,382.79. Car insurance, $101.97. Beauty is at $228.99. Sabbatical didn't add anything, that's at $14.57. House down payment didn't add anything, 74 cents still. Furniture/home, also still at 41 cents. And then student loan savings, it didn't add anything but the interest. So that went up to $36,134.52. Altogether about $51,000 in cash. Next are my investments. First up would be my Roth IRA, which is now at $22,750.28. So up about 10% compared to last month. By the way, my Roth IRA is invested all in VTSAX. So obviously the stock market is up quite a bit. My 401k, that is up 15.5% at $11,732.41. So it really helped that I increased my contribution, but also the market is up, so just growth altogether there. In One Invest, this is my brokerage account. This is all invested in VTI, and that is up 6.7% at $6,517.65. Then I did start contributing to my brokerage account in Vanguard, and this is all invested in VGT, and that's at $209.59. And then finally Coinbase, I didn't add anything. I haven't added anything for over a year now. That did go up 11.7% to $422.10. Altogether, about $41,600 and up 11.5% across everything. So let's go down to my net worth section. All the numbers I just mentioned are listed here. I do exclude my tax savings. I also don't include the value of my car or any of my possessions. That's just personal preference. But I do add in my checking balance, all the cash that I have in my checking accounts on the final day of the month. So that's added in here. Altogether, my assets came to a little bit over $94,000. Of course, I still have my $36,000 of student loan debt. And if we take the difference, I have a net worth of $58,193.92, which is not too bad. My goal for quarter 2 was to end at 60,000. So to be less than 2,000 away from that is pretty promising. That 3K really helped. Finally getting my state tax refund really helped. It's just very, very exciting and gives me a lot of encouragement, motivation, hope for this year, for the future. And I'm just very grateful to be where I'm at. And here's my little chart. This is for 2023 alone. Big jump from May to June. And then, of course, I like to show y'all from 2021, January 2021 through now. It does show the ups and downs throughout the past couple of years, but overall it's going up, which is exactly what you want to happen. Final number for me to show would be my Vantage score. This is what I get from Credit Karma, and that went up a little bit to 804. Still in the 800s. Final thing to go over would be my goal tracker. If you're interested in this, I do have it on my Etsy shop for purchase, and I will have that link down below. So the first goal is to be debt-free. I've already achieved that, but I'm still tracking anything that gets added from interest. So for June, that went up $89.36. I actually gained like over $135 in interest from my high yield savings account. However, because I went over 36,000 last month, I pulled out 45 in June to put to my emergency fund. So that's why it came to 89. Of course, my Roth IRA was a goal, and like I said, I did finish maxing that out, so that was an additional $750, and this one is at 100%. We can knock that one out, which is amazing. Emergency fund for June, I added $4,890.96. So this number includes the amount that I put to it myself, all the cash, the interest that accrued in my high yield savings account, as well as that $45 that I pulled from my student loans. So for my emergency fund, I'm almost there, about 92% of the way there, about $1,000 left to go. So I should be able to wrap that up in the next couple of weeks, which is gonna be much sooner than I expected to finish. My goal was to finish this $12,000 fund by September, but yeah, I think it'll be July. Furniture fund, my goal is $6,000 for the year. However, I didn't add anything to that, so that still has, basically 6,000 to go. A big goal of mine for 2023 is to reach a $100,000 or more net worth. I don't know if it'll be possible, but we are basically tracking to do that, but it still just depends on a lot of things. I would have to save and invest quite a bit to be able to reach that. But in June, it did go up a lot, $10,193.21, which is incredible. Another goal of mine is to make over $100,000 in income, gross income specifically. I'm also tracking to do this. In June, that came to $13,419.34. So we are 50% of the way through the year, but I am about 65% to this goal. I am pretty positive I will achieve this, and that is going to be a first for me. I've never made over 100,000 in the year. Super cool, and I'm excited to hit that milestone. Next goal is to make over $30,000 from my business. In June, I made $3,265.74, so about 67% of the way to this goal. I'm pretty positive I will reach this as well. And then my final goal is to spend less than $50,000 if I exclude my savings and investments. June, I spent $4,297.19, so running a little hot here, about 3% higher than where I should be. As I've said in a couple of recent videos, I think the next couple of months will be fairly high spend, just between like travel, some events that I'm going to, health/beauty purchases. So I think the next few months will be a little bit higher, but maybe by the end of the year it will taper down. It's not a big deal, it's just something I wanted to track and try to stay under, just because the less money that I spend, then the more I can save and invest, of course. That is everything for June, an incredible month for me, and I'm very excited for the next half of 2023. Please feel free to share how your finances were in the month of June. How did your money goals go? Anything that you want to share. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. It really supports my channel, and I'll see you in my next one.